Okay guys, so I have to approach this again about e-bikes, and it kind of ties into my last couple of videos of why healthcare in America is declining. We have less healthy people in America than Europe, of Los Angeles and Southern California being overcrowded. And my old video that I made that got a lot of views is nobody's buying bikes anymore. And so let me kind of put those three lenses together, if you will, and talk about why e-bikes are so prevalent. Even though nobody's buying bicycles anymore, people are buying e-bikes, and why this is going to end up being a bigger issue in California especially, but throughout the United States. Number one, let's look at the price of e-bikes. A low-end e-bike can cost a lot less than a medium tier bicycle. If you are a person that's looking to get into the sport in a kind of semi sport, it's not really, you're not getting into the sport with an e-bike, you're getting into a different thing, but they want to be outdoor and they want to be riding bikes and enjoying the outdoors and getting some type of exercise, because they are getting some type of exercise. An e-bike is a easier approach. You can compensate. You can compensate for your lack of fitness. You can compensate for your being overweight. You can compensate for a medical condition that would not provide you enough strength to ride a bike the same distance or up the same inclines. So you can compensate. If you're young, you're just looking at the excitement of speed and having something that's more exciting than a regular bike, because now you've got a motor on it, right? And you can't blame a young person for wanting that. I remember when I had my first bike and my friend had a motorcycle, we always said, hey, let's ride your motorcycle. It's definitely more fun. So there's no misunderstanding about the appeal to the youth for an e-bike, or even a Sur-On and the full-on motorized throttle controlled electric bikes, electric motorcycles. And then of course the older people probably have some of that too. They're like, hey, I can go further, I can go faster, and I could keep up with my friends that are fit, that have been mountain biking or been road biking, but now I have this thing that looks very similar but has a motor to compensate for me. And that is, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their desire to do what they want to do and has the freedom to do that. But what I'm talking about is what it's done in America, and why America succumbs to this is for the fact that probably with bicycle sales or e-bike sales over 2000, we probably have more sales in this country than any other place in the world. And even if you combine European countries or Asian countries, we still have more sales, even though we have less population than China and Russia. when it comes to these toys, if you will, these devices, these material things, we have more, and we are using more of them, and we are buying more of them than the average Joe in another country. So there's that fact, and I have yet to think that that is not a fact, and that's how it appears to me with my experience. Now, why are people on e-bikes that are mostly fat and mostly out of shape? Kind of goes hand in hand. That they don't have to pedal, and they can get the enjoyment in a shorter amount of time without having to put in the work. And we've made a lifestyle here in America how to do less work to get the same outcomes, where I feel like in Europe they haven't forgotten the traditional ways to do things. And yes, there could be a fancy new machine to bake goods, or there could be a fancy new way to farm their land, but they're going to stick with the traditional way because why not? It works, and they're not trying to feed masses of people, and they're not trying to scale everything. Where in here we are trying to scale and make that another Joe Schmo wants to start a bike shop in your city and sell all e-bikes, or sell bikes cheaper than the bike shop that's already there. Another Joe Schmo wants to have an online store and sell stuff online and get it sourced and sell it here cheaper than the local bike shop or then whatever. So that's what's happening, and that comes from, I think, overpopulation, and comes from too many people are here. Kind of ties in my other videos. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm not judging you guys that have your e-bikes. That's your thing, that's your sport, but more power to you. Enjoy yourself, but it's not cycling in the terms that I understand it. It's a different sport, and you're going to have to find something else to do to really keep fit if that is your thing you're depending on for your cardio. I don't think it's enough cardio for most people, and I'll leave it at that. Talk to you guys later.